Everybody, this is Connolly. I just want to make a quick video of the question that was posed, which I thought was a really good one. And it said, how do you know what is enough forage? Well, I think that's a little bit harder to answer in the winter, just because there's not like a thickness and a height and a sward you can measure with a grass stick. And so I talk about this a lot. But if you notice right here, all of these fescue plants have points on them, okay? So basically that means all this fescue grass is at full growth. Even though it doesn't seem like it's very tall, but that's what full growth for fescue is, okay? So notice the field is green. So this field is gonna be grazed next. And I've got 11 horses and they'll probably last 2 days on this. So a couple things I look for. One, I look for, is there green? So trying to say, okay, really when I'm trying to determine when is the next time to move them. So is there still green? Also, when a horse or when a herbivore eats the plant, they've got the square end versus the point, okay? So if most of the grass is what you need to be doing is you need to be walking your fields every day. And it's like if most of the grasses have a point still, or at least 2/3 of the grasses still have a point, then you're okay. Then there's still plenty of forage because they're eating the top third. But if most of the fescue has been eaten and most of the tips are all square, then that should mean, okay, most of the plants have been eaten and it's time to move. We don't want them to come back for a second bite. We want to try to prevent that. So the reason why, this field has not been grazed in a while, but we do have a lot of deer. We have pretty heavy deer pressure on the fields. But that's why not every plant is perfectly ready to be grazed. So what I mean by green is if you come over here, because I don't know, in my mind, that just makes sense. But you're looking at this field and there's a lot of green out there. So, but you look over here and this field was just grazed. We just moved them off of it. And if you see back there, most of that field is not green. Okay, that's your dead grasses, that's your grasses. That's basically just your dry matter that was, old warm season. That's really just the dormant grasses. And so we just pulled them off about 3 days ago. So that field is going to get about 2 to 3 weeks of rest. And we'll just kind of judge. There's no set way. You need to understand growth rates for fescue and the grass, what temperature the grasses grow, and depending on the amount of precipitation in your area too. So really what you have to do is you have to get out here and you have to watch it and you have to look at it and you have to feel it, and that will tell you. The final thing is, just look at your animals. If your animals are standing around and they're not eating, that means that the stuff that's out there is not really palatable. If the stuff is palatable, then they're going to grow and they're going to graze. And so I've just kind of found if I'm looking at my horses and they just kind of look like they're not really interested in anything, then I say, okay, it's time to move. So I hope that's helpful, and good luck out there.